Back the other way. Bailey shoots just wide. Cuts in front. They score. Matt Martin ties the game at 3.
In the first period, the Islanders had come to play, and they were ready to play.
Here at the Matt Martin Hockey Academy. What are the odds? It's Matt Martin. How you doing, Matt?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Happy to have you. Thank you for taking the time. Obviously, what has this whole experience been like this week? You've got your hockey academy, getting to meet these kids, signing autographs, that whole experience. What is it like for you?
Well, it's the 4th year now, so a lot of the kids are, I guess you'd call them regulars. And
Comfortable with you? They know you by
they
name?
definitely could become comfortable. I get chirped, I guess, a lot more than they used to be shy around me. Now if I let a goal in or don't score, I hear it from them. But, yeah, like a lot of familiar faces. You really get to know their names. Obviously, we have about 175 kids, so it takes a while to get everyone's name and everything. But I know a good portion of them pretty well now, and they seem to have a great time. So as long as they're having fun, it makes me happy.
What do you think it means to these kids to be able to interact and almost be like a friend to someone like yourself who they look up to when they watch in the NHL?
Well, I just know from my personal experiences when I was growing up, I had a hometown team, the Windsor Spitfires, who my family had season tickets to. My mom and dad would always take us to games, and even when I was really young, we'd fall asleep at the game, and then they would take us home. But there was a player, Ed Jovanovski, who you probably are familiar with, great defenseman in this league for a long time, who always took time with me and made a really big impact on me. So I always said, if I made it to the NHL, I want to be like that too. So, you know, I guess when you look at it that way, it's amazing the amount of the kind of effect you can have on young kids. And you know, hockey's a great sport. It's a great community, and there's no better way to get to know people than, you know, skating around the ice and working on our games and just putting a smile on their faces. What
are the conversations like? Like, what do you talk about with the guys, whether it's advice or just talking about the NHL? What do you talk about with these kids?
Lately, all they want to know about is Fortnite.
I was about to say, Mitch said the same thing. What is the deal with Fortnite?
It's just the new thing, man. Everybody seems to love it, and these kids, that's the question they ask me pretty well every day is what's my gamer tag and do I play Fortnite? And it's my favorite.
Do you give it to them?
No, we don't give them any of that. So I actually made a deal with them at the beginning of the week that if they didn't ask me a Fortnite question for the rest of the week, I'd give them Mitch Martin's gamer tag. So it's been a couple days of them not asking anything about Fortnite, but for the most part, you just keep it light, and you know, you just want to try to spend as much individual time with each kid as you can. Obviously, that's hard, but you know, you just want to, even if it's just a little nudge when you're skating by, just kind of have a personal effect on them, and you know, obviously the families, you know, bring them here every day. You want to make sure that every kid feels welcomed and feels kind of important in it all, and like I said, you just want to have an effect on everybody.
Kind of touched on it a little bit, but going back to when you had your own experience at a hockey camp, just what do you think this means to these kids to be able to do that?
I just think it means a lot. First of all, I think you know, for kids, you never, until you're my age, you don't realize the sacrifices that your family makes in getting you to these kind of things and letting you play hockey. And you know, some of these kids will be here all day and then have a game tonight, and you know, it's pretty time consuming for parents, and but it's pretty special too. I think there's no better feeling for not only parents but for myself, and putting a smile on a young kid's face and making their day. So you know, you really try not to take this for granted. I don't think, you know, it lasts forever. I think you know, I have a platform, I guess, and we have platforms as professional athletes to make this impact on people, and I think it's something that we should take advantage of. And for the most part, I think the hockey community is really good with that. Like Mitchie flew in last night to just come for one day, and we'll spend the weekend together. But you know, he's got a lot of stuff on his plate too, a lot going on, and he was happy to do it. And we had Thomas Hickey and Cal Clutterbuck earlier this week, Keith Kincaid, who plays for the Devils, so a couple rivals in there as well.
I was about to say the Devils.
Yeah. So it's just amazing. You know, young kids brings kind of everybody together.
The camp's here on Long Island, of course. You have a special connection to the island. You spent 7 seasons there. Just overall, this team, this organization, this area, what does it all mean to you?
It's my second home for sure. I'm a Windsor boy at heart forever, but no, I love New York. I really do. I think it's great people here. It has that grittiness that, you know, reminds me of my hometown in some ways, but at the same time, it's a great place to meet people and you know, post-hockey career, a great place to live as well. It's a beautiful place. I never really knew much about Long Island until I played here, but the fan base was always so supportive of me. Even the parents that come here are very thankful and very appreciative of me doing this camp. And to be honest with you, that's one of the main reasons I keep doing it is the support. Even since I've left, it's been amazing.
What do you remember most about your time with the Islanders? 7 years, it's hard to kind of quantify that into one moment. If you had to try to do that, what do you think it would be?
That's hard. That's a hard question. That's pretty deep, but you make a lot of great friends. Not only on the ice but away from the rink as well. That kind of people I've stayed in touch with that you live near or you meet along the way. That when I'm back here in the summer, that I still spend time with and I still see. And on the other end of that is there's a lot of great restaurants, there's a lot of great golf, there's great beaches, and like I said, it's just a great place to live. You're 40 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the traffic, away from the city. And at the same time, you can kind of be out in the suburbs and get away from it. And then you got the Hamptons, and it's just an amazing place. And I have a place here now, and I love spending my summers there.
People look at you, Matt, and they kind of look at you as an enforcer or a grinder type player. When you look at yourself and the way you play the game, just what do you want people to know about you?
I don't know. I think I definitely play that grinding style. You try to stay away from the whole enforcer tag as much as possible, because obviously that's a dying breed, and you always want to be able to contribute to the game as well. I guess what I want people to know about me, which a lot of people say, is just everyone talks about, you don't seem like you'd be so nice off the ice because you're always sitting in the penalty box on the ice. And I'm like, well, it's a different thing. But I'm pretty laid back. I guess I get into fights and altercations on the ice, but I never really get like that off the ice, and I'm pretty mellow for the most part. Love hanging out with my fiance and my dog and my friends and family, and that's really it.
We were speaking to Mitch before, and he said that you guys are like stepbrothers, and you're the older brother, he's the younger brother. What is that relationship that you guys have? What is it like?
We have a lot of fun together. Right from when I got to Toronto, I think we kind of gelled that way, and he was just coming in. We spent a lot of time together. His girlfriend, my fiance, get along very well, and I get along well with his family, and he loves my dog, and my dog loves him, so that's a big reason too. So, he's a great kid, he's a great player, and he's going to be around a long time. So, it's a pretty good relationship for me to have. Going to Toronto, meeting somebody that you can grow so close with so quickly is pretty cool.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, obviously, congratulations on the engagement. Of course, Cindy Esiason, very well-known last name, Boomer Esiason. Just what is that dinner like? Boomer Esiason, I mean, you at the same table?
Yeah, it was harder when it was Islanders Rangers conversations. It's not so bad anymore, but he's a very big hockey fan, and he's supportive of my career, not supportive of the Islanders as much, but he's supportive of my career and was always rooting for me. And then he gets to know some of my teammates, and he gets to know Mitchie, and then he's rooting for them as well. And he loves watching hockey. It doesn't matter who's playing. He's a Rangers fan through and through, but he's interested in any games. He's come to Islanders games in the past. He's come to Leafs games when we were playing the Devils, and he just, like I said, loves the game, loves to learn about the game, and loves to give us some crap on the radio as well.
So I see you retweeting Sydney's pictures. Are you guys like relationship goals? What is that?
I don't know. Usually when they're just the dog, I retweet them or her and the dog. People seem to love him, so he's kind of like our social media star these days. And he actually just got retweeted by the NHL earlier, and with Mitchie with the What the Fluff challenge. So he's kind of the star of the family these days.
Matt, pleasure. Thank you so much.